People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber's.
Extreme E-Speed TV brings you live coverage of the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. See Dirt Pro Late Model's biggest stars. New year, new season.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Racers that win, pour it in, and we appreciate you.
Racers, get the most horsepower from your great engine with Profabrication headers that
New year, new season.
Racers, get the most horsepower from your great engine with Profabrication headers that exhaust. Profabrication headers that exhaust is an official partner of the American Crate All-Star Series.
The following is a special presentation of Extreme E-Speed TV, your new home for everything iRacing and E-Speed.
I can now. You tell me when.
No.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Lernerville Speedway, and welcome to Extreme E-Speed TV's presentation of the Winter Clash. Hello, everyone. My name is Cody Early. I'll be joined tonight by Andy Piercefield and our producer, Travis Piercefield, in the control room. Tonight, it is a very special night, a co-sanctioned event as the American All-Star Series presented by PPM Racing Products takes on the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series in a co-sanctioned event. And Andy Piercefield, tonight, it is 1,000 to win.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the guys they brought out for this $1,000 is going to be an exciting night. I've been watching them hot lapping out there, and we got some hungry boys.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun tonight. 50 laps will make up the event tonight. 50 laps is what the event will feature. 24 cars will make the race tonight, and it's a process that will go through 4 heat races, 2 B mains. 4 drivers from each of those are going to get the opportunity to dive into tonight's event that will feature a $1,000 to win. Now, the payout scale throughout the rest of the top 5 is a little different than planned, simply because we did not fulfill that full field. But Andy, anytime you can win $1,000 for first, $300 for second, $200 for third, $100 for fourth, you get your money back in fifth. That's a pretty good night from setting it home.
Yeah, these guys are out here. Most of them are planning on winning it, but if they can get their money back and come out here and run with this competition, it's going to be a great night.
Taking a look at some of the drivers right now on the racetrack, turning some laps. There you see the driver out of the state of Georgia. That is Dylan Perry. Dylan Perry, when you talk about the drivers that represent the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, he will be a 107 Tire and Service Center Rookie of the Year contender in 2022. But, Andy, he has the most experience. He has a win on the tour.
Yeah, he does. That rookie logo doesn't really fit on that car.
As we continue to see drivers work around the racetrack, as you see the treacherous side of this racetrack, Andy, there is one thing about Lernerville. That is, when you go up and out of here, there is nowhere to go except land in the trees.
Yeah, the guys running up on the top, they're going to push that cushion right up to the edge. And I'm telling you, it's such a fine line between fast and out of the park.
Taking a look at 2 of the American All-Star Series contenders right there. The number 3 on your screen, working his way around the racetrack. That is Carden Cochran. He's in the 3 car. And the number 2, he competed in plenty of American All-Star Series touring events. That is the 2 of Jeremy Steele. Jeremy Steele in that 2 car. As you'll see the combination tonight of real drivers and iRacers. And, Andy, I know we've talked to quite a few people. And speaking of which, one of them's right there on the screen. That is John Ruggiero Jr. He is the Dryden short track champion from earlier this year at the dirt track at Charlotte. We also seen him in the Icebreaker, Andy. He's one of those drivers that he does the real world racing and the iRacing world. He does it about the same, and that is really at a high level.
Yeah, he's really good either way. Some of the guys from the real world, it doesn't transfer over for them. They probably don't spend as much time at it, but he definitely is. He's good whatever he's in.
Hot laps are continuing here at the Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania. We are going to step aside and take a commercial break, and when we come back, We're going to get you all set up for tonight's racing action and tell you a little bit about the American All-Star Series, which is represented here tonight. We'll do that coming up. You are watching the Winter Clash on Extreme eSpeed TV.
Racers, get the most horsepower from your crate engine with ProFabrication Headers and Exhaust. ProFabrication Headers and Exhaust is an official partner of the American Crate All-Star Series and used by winning racers such as Dylan Brown, Logan Robertson, Carson Ferguson, Christian Hanger, Cody Overton, and Eli Beats. ProFabrication Headers and Exhaust, just a click of a mouse away at ProFabrication.com. Quality that wins. Get yours at ProFabrication.com.
Welcome back. Extreme eSpeed TV's presentation of the Winter Clash here from Lernerville Speedway, Sarver, Pennsylvania. Yeah, you see some drivers already having to deal with the pressure of the outskirts of this racetrack. No wall, Andy. That's what I think makes Lernerville so interesting. The only wall you're going to get is the one you see right there to the outside of Dylan Perry and the driver of the 22. That is Josh Thomas. That is the only wall you got at this place, and most of the time, that's the one that jumps out and bites you.
Yeah, I just saw Carden Cochran go up outside. It's a tricky little track. It doesn't look like it, but you can get in trouble really fast.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long, and you know, it doesn't look real narrow, but I know from our racing point, when you come off of turn 4 and that wall reaches out, you want to run that high side. Everybody through the night, I really think by the time we get to the feature, you're going to see people working what is left of that cushion, because this track's going to carry over throughout the night. You're going to see these cars narrow up, especially off of turn 4.
Yeah, it gets tight, and then you'll have some guys venture way down to the tires before the night's over, but there's 2 spots. They're coming out of 4, and right down here at the end of the straightaway, it feels like it jumps out and grabs you.
What's really exciting, Andy, we're seeing it right now as Thomas and Perry are on the screen. 2 distinct grooves. You're starting to see that middle lane be just as competitive as an outside line. This is one of those tracks that I feel like 2 grooves is a pretty consistent, but then you'll see these cars somewhat come together by the time they get to the exit of the turn.
Yeah, you can see that top, Dylan's almost able to get him on the bottom. That'll equal out, and then it'll separate again later on, not knowing exactly which line's going to be the fastest.
How exactly the format will work tonight? Well, there is going to be some bonus money pitched in throughout the night. Midway International Slot Car Racing, they're going to put up $50 to the fastest qualifier. So it'll be Midway International Slot Car Racing qualifying. That'll get us going. Then we'll jump into 4 heat races. Those heat races we talked about, we will set the field with the top 4 coming out of those heat races. Now, Andy, we race with the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Those heat races are key because if you can get things accomplished in the heat race and not have to go to the B main, that is a very, very big win for you on the night.
Yeah, you qualify and start up front. It's as big as it's winning a feature, right? Because you can start up in the front 3 rows. A lot of times the track will slick down and get tough, especially when you get the fastest 24 out there. It's really hard to pass.
As we continue, drivers working around the racing surface here at Lernerville Speedway. You are watching the Winter Clash on Extreme E-Speed TV. We are glad to have you. Kind of the second, the second official launch for Extreme E-Speed TV. We got a big 2022 ahead.
Yeah, we're excited. This is a big deal. This is our second launch night, and just lots of really cool events on the calendar.
Not only are we slinging dirt, but coming up at the end of February, we are going to be going asphalt racing with the Light Electric Company Next Gen Series. Andy, how about going to Daytona? When's the last time you raced on a Daytona track in iRacing?
I did it one afternoon, and I wished I hadn't. But it's I don't know. I'm excited to go see them. That series has some stout competition in it.
Yeah, and right now they're trying to establish who's locked in and who is going to be fighting for transfer spots. So that's going to be something to watch. That'll be February 27th. Of course, you can watch all the racing action that Extreme E-Speed TV has, and all you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that is where you're watching right now. And we thank you so much for watching throughout the night. You can comment. Feel free to comment. We'll go back and check those out. But if you got anything you'd like to talk about throughout the night, you feel free to do that. As we continue to see drivers work around this racetrack, Dylan Perry, cameras locked on him and locked on Josh Thomas. There's a good look at a couple of more drivers working around the racetrack. Starting to see some other names pop up here. And I want to say that is Ben Countermarsh. There we go. Some new faces, so give me a little bit of time. But right now, 35 drivers locked in.
Racers, get the most horsepower from your crate engine with ProFabrication Headers and Exhaust. ProFabrication Headers and Exhaust is an official partner of the American Crate All-Star Series and used by winning racers such as Dylan Brown, Logan Robertson, Carson Ferguson, Christian Hanger, Cody Overton, and Eli Beats. ProFabrication Headers and Exhaust, just a click of a mouse away at ProFabrication.com. Quality that wins. Get yours at ProFabrication.com.
Racers that win, pour it in, and we appreciate you.
Racers, get the most horsepower from your crate engine.
Lernerville Speedway. It is Extreme E-Speed TV's presentation of the Winter Clash, co-sanctioned by the American All-Star Series, presented by PPM Racing Products, and the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Well, I want to talk about the folks at the American All-Star Series. Their 2022 campaign is set to kick off April 1st and 2nd, what is the biggest opening weekend for the American All-Star Series. Of course, that is the Pro Late Models, the 604 Late Models. They'll be at I-75 Speedway, which is in Sweetwater. That used to be one of the biggest tracks that I have ever seen. But they have compacted this racetrack, and it's a racetrack inside of a racetrack. which I think is pretty cool. But they'll be there April 1st and 2nd to kick off their 2022 season. Check out the American All-Star Series on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and everywhere else. Just simply type in American All-Star Series. And by the way, we got to give a shout-out to Joe and Allie. They are live right now on the Off the Dirt podcast Facebook. They've actually got the race in their little monitor, and they're actually talking it kind of like the Peyton and Eli broadcast, Andy. You know, Peyton and Eli do their Monday night thing. Pretty cool what they've got going on there. So a shout out to them. They're watching tonight as the action rolls on here at Lernerville.
Yeah, that should be a fun way to watch the race. Different perspective, a little more laid back, and I don't know. It's pretty cool to be doing this co-sanctioned event. I'm pretty excited about this.
There you see one of our pro/iRacing guys on the screen, the 44. That is John Ruggiero Jr. We talked about him. Drivers sort of starting to wind things down. Seeing drivers slow things down. Should be heading towards their drivers meeting here pretty soon, which means we are getting closer. There you see fun and games. We are getting closer to racing action. We'll take a couple of more breaks and we'll be back. It'll be time to go qualifying. Midway International Slot Car Racing qualifying is coming up. 107 Tire and Service Center is your one-stop shop for all your car care needs, and they're now a Cooper Tire dealer. American tires for the American worker. Buy a set of Cooper tires and get free tire rotation and repairs for the life of the tire. They have a 12,000-mile or 12-month warranty on most repairs. Check out 107 Tire and Service Center. They're located at 6256 Irwin Highway, Chuckey, or call them at 423-620-4970. For all your car care needs, 107 Tire and Service Center. Family owned and operated. And their number one goal is your satisfaction. Find 107 Tire and Service Center on Facebook or call them today at 423-620-4970.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
One.
Welcome back to Lernerville Speedway. We are getting ready. Drivers meeting has just concluded. I do believe Race Director Tater Williams has said, hey guys, we're going to give you a couple more minutes to get out there and get things wound up as we are counting down to qualifying. And Andy, you know, you would think these guys would want to conserve this racetrack, but they're getting out there anytime they've got the opportunity. But the thing is, Andy, throughout the night, that's just going to make this track slicker and slicker.
Yeah, it looks like there's a handful of guys that are just trying to get as many laps as they can. A lot of guys are setting, just letting it bake in.
All right, and I see that timing and scoring has shifted over, so it is time for Midway International Slot Car qualifying, and here we go. I do believe we've got drivers popping out onto the racetrack. I see Joshua Baker, Justin Thompson. There you see Justin Thompson on the screen, the driver of the number 98. He is competing tonight. He will be a 107 Tire and Service Center Rookie of the Year candidate this year, and looking for some big things out of this young gun in 2022, Andy.
Yeah, some of these young guys are going to have a big year, and they're getting ready to step up and start taking on the old guard.
Thompson out there for his first lap. We'll see what he is able to do as you see him work the middle of turns 3 and 4. Already seeing guys come down towards the bottom. First lap for Thompson going to go on the board. His first lap looks like he's going to go 15.43, 15.43. Brandon Bolton to the top of the board, 15.42, 15.42 for Bolton. That didn't last long. It looks like Jeremy Steele will bump to the top of the board. Here's what's at stake, $50. The Midway International Slot Car Racing qualifying fastest qualifier will pick up a $50 bonus. $50 bonus going towards whoever is the quickest qualifier. And right now, Devin Morgan is at the top of the board right now. As timing and scoring, we see drivers sort through. Shane Greco, good to see him. He said he was kind of worried coming into the night. There you see on your screen, Andy, I think this is pretty cool. The driver on your screen is a American All-Star Series competitor, but he's also the brother of the 2011 Daytona 500, Trevor Bayne. That is his younger brother, Trey Bayne. And Bain's going to go out on the racetrack, and what does he do on lap number 1? Looking for his name on timing and scoring. Well, searching to try to find Trey's name. Don't see it popping up there, so we'll go back and relook at that as we continue qualifying. Not much time. They got to get out there, Andy, get on the racetrack and get these laps in. $50 on the line to the fastest qualifier. Right now, no surprise. Top of the board, Blake Majulis. He is a pro licensed driver. You see him with the World of Outlaw iRacing Series. 15-13, top of the board. Andy, that's hauling the mail here at Lernerville.
Yeah, that's getting right around there. But if you look at the top, 10, 15 cars, they're all right there within a couple tenths.
Right now, taking a look on the racetrack, seeing some drivers starting to get their feet underneath them in this qualifying session. I want to say that last driver on the screen was the number 12, and I do believe Blake Majulis will be your pole sitter. So $50, courtesy of Midway International Slot Car Racing, as he will go to the top of the board. And, Andy, it is time for the starting lineup for heat race number 1.
Yep. We got Blake Majulis on the pole in the 127 with Devin Morgan on the outside. Hayden Cardwell in row number 2 with Brandon Bolton. Justin Thompson and John Foskey in row 3. And we got Tyler Cox and Ben Connermarsh in row 4. Evan Hinkle and Ryan Smith in row 5. And Trevor Collins and Devin Ellis bringing up the rear in row 6.
Good heat race. You want to talk about stacked. Blake Majulis, Hayden Cardwell in the same heat. Also Brandon Bolton, who, by the way, the last time the American All-Star Series was out in an iRacing format, he was the one that took home the win. And he's in a very special car tonight. He's driving the Jordan Hedger 94 paint scheme, which I think is super cool. They've dawned on some of the actual American All-Star Series cars to get this done. Let's talk about this race right here. As far as Pro Late Model Dirt Series guys, Justin Thompson, John Foskey out there in this first group. Those are the two drivers that represent the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. A good, solid heat race number 1.
Yeah, this is I would have said, looking at the lineup coming in tonight, that Majulis is the man to beat.
Most definitely. He has had the hot hand in events so far. And keep in mind, if you're watching right now on Extreme eSpeed TV, we thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Keep in mind, these are very, very quick heat races. It's not going to take long to get these 8 laps around this racetrack, Andy.
No, it's over before you know it. And we're taking the top 4. They'll go directly to the A main.
There you see that front row. Blake Majulis, Devin Morgan, the front row. Row 2, Hayden Cardwell and Brandon Bolton. 4 fast hot rods. Top 4 going to go to the feature. Andy, it is almost crunch time. $1,000 will be on the line tonight. The first 4 drivers to get their shot at it, we're going to find out as they roll down turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Yep, this is going to be fun. I don't know, I hope they're half as nervous as I am.
It is time to go. We welcome you. It's Extreme E-Speed TV's presentation of the Winter Clash. $1,000. We're going to start finding out who's racing for it. Green flags in the air. It is Majula. It is Morgan. Down into turns 1 and 2.
Cardwell was peeking underneath Majula's, but Majula's still got a really good start.
Still side by side, a parade lap at full speed down the back straightaway. Top 4, 2 by 2. John Foskey right now is the first man on the outside looking in. Oh, trouble! Man, Brandon Bolton got into the back of Foskey. Thompson is there. Thompson's going to squeeze through. And Andy, I think we come through that.
Yep, they all kept going. I don't know how they did it.
Top 4, Blake Majulis, Devin Morgan, Hayden Cardwell, Brandon Bolton. Top 4 year, you see him on the front straightaway diving into turns 1 and 2. Great camera work here from our producer, Travis Piercefield, as you get to see it come into your living room here at Extreme E-Speed TV. Single file now for the top 6.
Yeah, we got a good race back there between Foskey and the 94.
Yeah, it looks like Foskey and Brandon Bolton. Brandon Bolton now on the outside looking in. Foskey has jumped into that 4th and final transfer spot. There you see it on your screen. The 128's in. The 94's on the outside looking in. As you go back up to the front, it's all Blake Majulis leading the way so far in this one.
I tell you, Devin Morgan's hanging right with him. Blake's not getting away from him.
Oh, and the caution flag is out. Caution flag will fly for the very first time. And there you see the iRacing pace truck. Did you see that? That is one of the unique things here at Lernerville. He literally jumps onto the racetrack.
Tyler Cox got it up into the fence coming down the front stretch.
So Tyler Cox going to be the reason the first yellow will fly, and that will let him get caught back up. There you see him in that 68 machine. He'll drive back to the tail end of the field. So his battle in the night just got a little harder. He's going to go to the back of this heat, as I do believe 5 laps in to heat race number 1. It is Blake Majulis out front. He showed the way, not really had a challenge, Andy. Not surprising. He's keeping that 127 pretty clean.
Yeah, he is. He's getting around that bottom about as good as I've seen anybody.
So we'll see race control get them lined back up and get things sorted out. And we will go back to racing here from Lernerville Speedway. We thank you so much, as we mentioned, for joining us here tonight on Extreme E-Speed TV. Brand new network. We're all new to this, so hold your breath. We got a fun night of racing to go, but we got plenty of practice throughout the 2022 season.
I tell you, I was pretty impressed with Morgan there running in second. He was hanging right with Blake. Those two guys are, I don't think they're done.
No, they might not be, as race control, I do believe, has put them in single files. So single file looks like is how we will come back to green. Top 4, keep that in mind. They're going to transfer and go to the big show. As there you see them roll to turns 3 and 4. We're back green. Majulis on the loud pedal, and we are back to racing, looking for lap 6 next time by. Majulis, now look at this, Andy, going to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to see what's down there, and really, Devin couldn't gain on him, even though he went to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, Blake's coming right on, he's right on the grass, going through the corners.
John Foskey right now still in the hot seat. He is the last man in. Brandon Bolton is the first man out right now. Top 4 going to go on to the big show. There you see John Foskey on your screen. He'll be a 107 Tire and Service Center Rookie of the Year contender for the Pro Late Model Dirt Series later on this season. Right now trying to get into the 1,000 to win show. And man, Justin Thompson coming in there. Him and Ben Caldermarsh, they are duking it out. And that is for a good starting spot in one of those B mains later on, Andy.
Yeah, we got 94 gets into the 128 right at the end. I don't know if that cost him or not.
I believe the caution or the checkered flag has flown. So Blake Majulis, Devin Morgan, Hayden Cardwell, and John Foskey are moving on, Andy. And just like that, 4 drivers are in the big show.
Yep, and here we go with our heat race number 2. We got Kendall Tucker on the pole with Dylan Perry on the outside. John Ruggiero Jr. and Shane Greco. Brent Carter and Carden Cochran in row 3. Patrick Solari and Jeremy Chris. Rocky Bain, Joshua Baker in row 5. And we got Austin Caudell bringing up the rear.
Should be a really good heat race number 2. Austin Cogdell, of course, he is part of the AC Custom Graphics group. They are going to give $30 away tonight to the Hard Chargers. So somebody's going to pick up an extra $30 bonus when the night concludes. As heat race number 2 will roll out onto the racetrack. Front row, Kendall Tucker, Dylan Perry. We talked about Dylan Perry. I'm going to go row 2. This is 2 real-life racers going to go door-to-door here on the green flag, and that is Shane Greco and John Ruggiero Jr. Shane Greco, a weekly competitor with the American All-Star Series. Of course, they have their Rick Hendrick City Chevrolet weekly classes, and then, of course, they have their touring division, and there's big purses handed out to both of those at the end of the year. So this race here, more so of the real racers, because you've also got Patrick Solari in this race. You've also got Joshua Baker, who, by the way, he just raced at the Dome in St. Louis earlier this year. So a pretty good group as we get ready to go racing here in heat race number 2. 4 more going to lock in.
Yeah, I'm a little partial here to Dylan Perry on the outside, the front row, that Coolray late model.
Nothing wrong with that. So we'll see. So far, so good. 1 caution flag in heat race number 1. We'll see what heat race number 2 stacks up. They go 2 by 2, rolling into turns 3 and 4. Track starting to get real racy as it is Tucker. It is Perry. Green flag out here in turn 4 at Lernerville.
Dylan got a nice start on the outside. Let's see if he can get a run off from 2.
Perry right in the middle. Man, 3 wide. How about that off of turn 2? John Ruggiero Jr. Here comes the 69 of Brent Carter. And just like that, he is up into the transfer spot. And unfortunately, Shane Greco is fading back quickly.
Ruggiero's got a nice run on the outside, going there for second.
Top 4 going to transfer. And right now, Andy, and a caution flag is out. Caution flag will fly back there in the middle of turns 3 and 4. It looked like Trey Bain might have been in that. Also, I do believe might have been Joshua Baker as well. And that'll be caution number 1 here in heat race number 2. So once again, top 4 will lock in. 4 already in. Blake Majula is going to start on the front row of tonight's 50-lap feature. This will set the outside of the front row. So, Andy, this is very important because I feel like outside front row tonight in that 50-lap feature, this is one of the tracks where I feel like the outside has a little bit of advantage when you go into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, I believe the same thing. I think they're going to be fighting to get to that outside before they're done with the feature.
As it looks like the lights are out on the iRacing Pace truck, so that means we'll get ready to rack them and stack them 2 by 2. Big mover that time. There you see the 69 of Brent Carter. The VLR number 69 looks like he's got Chris Ferguson. Maybe Chris Ferguson's logo there on the side of that race car. As Trey Bain's going to come back up into his position. So it looks like race control may have waved off this start. Looks like race control starting to make some moves as far as the lineup goes. There is a rule. There is no walls here. Race control has the thumbs up that if you knock somebody off the racetrack, they get their spot back and you end up going back to your position. So I'm assuming they deemed that, or they deemed it a racing deal and falling back into place for the drivers that were involved in that accident. So here we go, 2 by 2. They'll stack them up again. Race control must, I think race control trying to sort out that most recent, recent caution.
Yeah, they seem to not be happy with the lineup.
Yeah, they're working on it. Oh, and just now got a message. How about this? Just got a text message. Some more money going to be on the line, and I'll talk about that here in just a minute because I think we're going back racing. We are. Tucker, Perry, green flag, John Ruggiero Jr. Andy, you mentioned it earlier. Got a really good run on the inside, 3 wide, almost into 1 and 2.
Yep, Perry and Ruggiero coming off there side by side. Dylan got a nice pull down the backstretch.
Don't look now, but it looks like the top 5 are single file. You got to go back there to that battle between Patrick Solari, Carden Cochran and Jeremy Chris. That is the best battle on the racetrack. Top threes, nose to tail, as it is Kendall Tucker showing the way. There you get a good look. 3 wide. Oh, man. And the 21 of Jeremy Christ, he decided better of it.
Oh, they got together.
21's going to go around, and Patrick Solari is going to go off the racetrack. We'll wait to see if Race Control throws the yellow. There it is.
I was going to say they're still wrecking.
And it doesn't take long. Don't let, I know we're not the experts, but being on this racetrack, it doesn't take much. You think you can go up there and you can actually see there our leader, Kendall Tucker, go up there and get a little bit of that fresh dirt on those right side tires. It doesn't take much, and you just simply fade out of this racetrack.
Well, hopefully they can get them lined up here and get this one in. We've got a couple laps to go here. I tell you, they're running a lot of different lines out there, Cody.
Yeah, and that's exciting because I think once we get our 24 cars sorted out, I think we're going to see some really good racing, and the fact that we've got multiple grooves really excites me. There you see Baker starting to move through, Shane Greco and Bain trying to figure out as Race Control puts them in their position. Back to what I was saying earlier, Andy, here's some more money coming in. Grassroots Sports TV's owner Dalton Lamb says, hey, $50 to the highest finishing American All-Star Series driver in the feature. So one of the regulars from the American All-Star Series, whoever's the highest finisher tonight, they're going to pick up $50. So how about that?
I tell you what, this is turning into, there's a lot of money for grabs.
Not only that $1,000, but we've got a lot of contingency money coming out there as well. Hey, if you're watching tonight, I might as well throw this in there. If you're watching tonight and you want to be a part of the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, simply send us a message on our Facebook page. If you want to help with the American All-Star Series, it's a good way to do that too. Reach out to Joe Rush. They'll take care of you always. Right, Andy? Always got the door open for new partnerships and new partners to come on.
Yeah, we're getting them new ones all the time, but man, it's exciting to keep looking for new people to get involved.
So here we go. We're going to go back racing. I do believe 5 laps are complete, so we'll hunt for lap 6 this time. Top 4, green flag. Single file. Race Control says we're going to try it a different way this time, as the top 4 are pretty much in good condition. Carden Cochran there. He gets passed by Patrick Solari. That's back there for 5th and 6th. Top 3 on the screen right now. Nick Ruggiero Jr. following Dylan Perry. Straight single file racing for the top 6, starting to sort things out here at the bottom half of heat race number 2.
Yeah, and them 3 guys are all running right dead center in the middle of the track.
Yeah, they're working the middle of the racetrack, sorting their way through, and the top 3 really starting to get close. And right now, Andy, if you're sitting there in 4th and you're Brent Carter, you're just hoping this final lap ticks away and you find yourself in, as it looks like out of turn 4, Kendall Tucker's going to win heat race 2, Dylan Perry 2nd, John Ruggiero Jr. 3rd, and Brent Carter is going to hang on to that final transfer spot.
Yep, good heat race once we got it sorted out.
Definitely 2 good heat races, and we're getting ready to bring out another one. And there is no easy heat race in these 4, Andys. We go to the starting lineup for heat race number 3.
Yeah, we got Damon Kiefer on the pole, Ethan Toter on the outside, Caden Honeycutt with Jeremy Steele in row 2, Jacob Lassiter and Cade Loudy. Cade Loudy, one of those real-life drivers out there. Kendrick Hicks and Nicholas Evans. Joshua Thomas and Randy Armas in row 5, and Samuel Johnson bringing up the rear.
Good group. Yeah, and you mentioned Cade Loudy, super late model, pro late model driver, cuts his teeth at Volunteer Speedway. Actually, one of the only local drivers in the previous year, that was 2021, to make both the Castrol Flow Racing Night in America and the World of Outlaw features. So not bad. And he did so in a limited engine. So it's pretty impressive there, right?
Yeah, that he did a nice job and left that that crate motor in there. He's just a good kid too. He's a nice guy.
So he'll be out there. There you see the top 4 Good group. I'm going to keep my eye on a driver that we're going to see week in and week out with the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, that 51 of Jacob Lassiter. He is going to be in that 51 machine. There you see just into that next row. He'll be right there on the inside of Cade Loudy in that 51. Andy, we got a good look at what he could do last season when he picked up our Freedom 100 here at Lernerville. We watched him pretty much take us to school in that race, and he won that race by almost a half a racetrack.
Yeah, he's good at almost any track we run, and but he definitely dominated that night. I like that he's got his Billy Moyer wrap out.
Yeah, that is super cool. We'll talk about some throwback wraps possibly coming up later in the year. But here we go. Damon Kiefer going to be on the front row. Ethan Toder, a guy we've seen from the Carrier Fall Nationals. Man, Kiefer got a terrible restart. We'll see if Race Control leave. Yeah, I did not think Race Control would let that one go. It looked like Kiefer got on the gas, and he was, let's just say, boogie-woogieing it to the inside wall in a hurry, and that almost caused a big mess.
Yeah, he over-throttled it and pitched it right sideways.
So Race Control says no, so they'll rack him and stack him back up, and I do believe he will receive a warning next time he hiccups on the front row. That's going to put him to the tail of the field. So unfortunate, but you could see, Andy, you hit it perfect. As soon as he got to the throttle, he just totally car just totally jerked left on him.
Yep, yeah, he jumped on her a little solid. I can relate with that issue.
So we'll get ready to rack him and stack him back up. No laps complete. Another driver to keep an eye on, Caden Honeycutt. Caden Honeycutt, he'll be there in that third spot. And Jeremy Steele, another real-life American All-Star Series competitor. That's what's cool. We're mixing the real life with the drivers that do this part-time. And there you see Kendrick Hicks in that 64, the A.J. Hicks look-alike race car. Now, that's pretty cool, too. Here we go, getting ready to rock and roll. Still 8 laps on the board, 4 spots. Third heat race of the night. Green flag getting ready to fly. It'll be Toder. It'll be Kiefer on the front row. Much better start. Toder's going to lead him to the line, though.
Yeah, Toder got a nice jump on the outside. He's going to get a run off from 2.
Jeremy still to the outside. Kiefer gets loose off the inside, so Toder will jump out to the front, and Cade Loudy sneaks into that 4th spot. Still a little bit of contact from Kiefer. They're going to hang tight 3 wide off of turn 4.
Yeah, Cade Loudy made a nice move, and then the 10 cars coming underneath there, he's making a nice move. That's our top 4.
And the caution flag has come back out again. Caution flag will fly here in heat race number 3, and somebody is setting up there.
Looks like Joshua Thomas.
I believe it might be setting up there at the top of, no, it's Randy Arms, I think. Timing is scoring looping around, but yeah, there we go. We'll sort it back out, so we'll rack them and stack them back up. You mentioned it. Cade Loudy got a really good run, and it paid off for him to jump up into that 4th spot. But it just looks like that Kiefer machine very loose.
Yeah, they got sideways up there, and that opened up a lane for Cade. He just did a nice job and threaded the needle and brought her through there.
So Ethan Toder, he'll be out front. Of course, if you keep up with the Pro Late Model Dirt Series, the Carrier Fall Nationals, which, by the way, will return here in 2022. Runner-up, lost to Ryan Underwood in the points by literally a hangnail, as I'd like to say. It was that close, wasn't it, Andy?
Yeah, it was super close.
Green flag back out. Toder's going to show the way. Kiefer in second. Top 4. Now make it top 6. Down to the bottom on the inside. Here comes the 10 machine of Honeycutt. Can't make it stick. Jeremy Steele will go to the outside. Ethan Toder, Kiefer, Loudy, and Steele, your top 4.
I don't think they're going to keep Lassiter out of that top 4. He's going to find some grip out there and come charging here in a minute.
Right now we got our eyes on Caden Honeycutt. Now we shift back up to the front as we see that 4th and final transfer spot. Honeycutt wants more. He'll go to the inside of Cade Loudy. To the outside looking in, and Loudy will hang to the outside, Steele to the inside.
Yeah, got a good battle there. Loudy's running that little half slider line. Seems to be working pretty good for him.
Yeah, Loudy in the third spot. Fourth spot is Steele. First driver on the outside looking in is Caden Honeycutt. He sets in the fifth spot, as this should be Popsicle Stick, should be coming to the white flag this time by.
Loudy's still hanging on to third.
Down the back straightaway, there you see Ethan Toder, Damon Kiefer, top two, hunting for that third starting spot in the feature. Kiefer to the inside of Toder, can't get there. Ethan Toder will pick up heat race number 3. Second place is going to go to Kiefer. Loudy third, and Jeremy Steele will grab the final transfer spot in heat race number 3. So that'll put Caden Honeycutt, Jacob Lassiter, and Nicholas Evans. The first driver is going to one of those 2 B mains. And that'll get ready to jump us right into, looks like it's going to send us to a B main.
Yep, looks like the B main here, buddy. Oh, we got a good lineup here. We got Brandon Bolton on the pole with Caden Honeycutt on the outside. Jeremy Chris and Justin Thompson in row 2. Joshua Thomas and Rocky Bain in row 3. Ryan Smith and Nicholas Evans in row 4. Joshua Baker, Devin Ellis, and Samuel Johnson.
So here we go with our first of 2 B mains. That's interesting because iRacing decided to skip heat number 4. I'm doing math in my head, Andy. Look out. Trying to do some math in my head. So it's telling me that 6 out of this first B main and 6 out of the next B main will bump up. So originally we said 4 out of the 2 B mains. We're going to take 6. So a little bit of breathing room. For these drivers. They have to get into the top 6 to make it into the big show. But these are the final spots, Andy. This is crunch time. Last chance for somebody to claw in to possibly win $1,000 tonight.
Yeah, and we've got some good cars, and these are going to be tough.
They will be tough. They will be intense. As you see, the front row, Brandon Bolton. Last time the American All-Star Series put on an iRacing event, he cashed in as the winner. Right now, he's on the outside looking in. To his outside will be the 10 of Caden Honeycutt. Row 2, that will be Jeremy Chris and Justin Thompson. Row 3 will be Trey Bain and Joshua Thomas. So we get ready to go. Top 6 going to go to the 50-lap feature, which will be coming up here in just a little bit. We'll take some commercial breaks once we wrap up this second B main, and we'll rack them and stack them for $1,000.
Yeah, I'd like to see Justin Thompson get up in there and make this feature.
Most definitely. He's one of the drivers that I think is capable of moving through the field, but we're going to have to see if he can get there first. So here we go. 2 by 2, 11 drivers, 6 of them go to the show. The rest, the other 5, they go home. Green flag ready to rock and roll out of turn number 4. There it is. Loud pedal. Brandon Bolton's on it. They're side by side, Andy. They dive into 1 and 2.
Yeah, he got a good start on the bottom. Bolton's going to get a run down the backstretch. Thompson's coming on in third.
I thought I seen somebody go over. Yeah, I thought I seen somebody go over the turn 1 and 2 wall. It looked like Joshua Thomas might have went over the wall. Looked like might have went off of the nose of the 21 of Trey Bain. But needless to say, they will rack them and stack them.
Yeah,
so nothing hurt.
Such a fine line up there. You don't have to just get touched and it can knock you off.
So we'll watch them line back up. No laps complete. So that is the good thing. They'll get right back in the positions they were in. Race control will work to get that organized.
Some good-looking cars out there, Cody. I like that wrap on the 94 and that Joshua Thomas, that 22. That was a nice-looking car.
Yeah, that 94, I mentioned that. That is the replica that you see on a weekly basis or on a touring basis. The 94 machine, that is a Jordan Hedger paint scheme. Of course, he was a rookie, I do believe, this past season with the American All-Star Series. So that is that's an actual paint scheme that you might see if you go to a racetrack. And by the way, check out the American All-Star Series on Facebook. You can get the full schedule, a big schedule of events in 2022, including a big $15,000 to win at the end of the year at Willard Speedway. Check out the full schedule on their Facebook page. That's the American All-Star Series on Facebook. Side by side, here we go again. Top 6 going to go to the big show, 50 laps for $1,000. Wow. And that's what you call the inside groove, right?
Yeah, you can't get much more inside than that.
I just wonder if race control's monitoring whether you went inside or outside the cone. And I think the caution flag has come back out. I don't see anyone around, but I got a feeling race. Oh, there we go. Somebody has turned around. That'd be the 32. No.
I got a feeling that race director Tater Williams is shaking his head down there.
Yeah, the 35 machine of Devin Ellis is who was around on the front straightaway. Him and Caden Honeycutt were banging fenders there. Not sure. I don't think Caden was anywhere near him, but it looks like Ellis is floating around the top of the racetrack. There comes the iRacing Pace truck. So we'll get them lined to back up. But that is what you call the ultimate inside line. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody pull that off and keep their spot.
No, I tell you, he did the same thing that Kiefer did the last race. He jumped on the throttle, pitched the car sideways, and then had to correct and bring it down between the cone and the wall.
That just sounds like a lot of work.
Well, it's better than the alternative and just climb the wall.
That it is. Once again, hey, thanks, folks, for watching tonight. We got a lot of viewers right now on Extreme eSpeed TV on our YouTube channel. Hey, do us a benefit of the doubt and smash that bell, subscribe, and you can stay up to date with all the racing action. You can actually go to our Extreme eSpeed Network YouTube channel, and you can click on playlist, and you will see right now there is over 70 events planned in the 2022 calendar year. That is the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. That's the Light Electric Company Next Gen Series. That's the Carrier Fall Nationals. Plus, soon, you might very well get a pretty good taste of what's to come in the Coast to Coast Racing League, which we might talk about that a little bit later on, too. Right now, green flag back out, Caden Honeycutt, and it looks like Brandon Bolton going back at it for that top spot.
Yep, got the yellow right back out again.
So the back of the field not acting accordingly, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I think Rocky Bain might have been involved in that. I'm not sure.
There's the 22. That is Joshua Thomas. That looks like, from a distance, looks like a Chris Ferguson paint scheme. I believe that's the 22 you were referring to a little bit earlier. No, you were looking at was that the silver 22 or the black 22 you were talking about?
The black one looks like Chris Ferguson. That gray one we're looking at right now, I like that one. Yeah, that's definitely a Chris Ferguson replica.
So that one star you're seeing there, that is Max Baker. We mentioned he competed earlier this year. He competed at the Dome. Yeah, he competed up there at Gateway. A learning experience. I mean, you go from a high bank, big racetrack at Volunteer Speedway to maybe racing at your local high school track, right?
Yeah, that's, what is it, a 5th mile or something they were running?
If that, in all honesty, that might be benefit of the doubt. B-Main number 1 back underway. We'll see if we can't get our top 6 to go to the show. Side by side up front for the lead, Honeycutt and Bolton duking it out. Here comes Justin Thompson.
Yeah, Honeycutt had a nice run going in, but he just couldn't get off the corner.
And it looks like the caution will fly again. So race control going to do some work at the back of the pack. Timing and scoring, I do believe that the Trey Bain machine has been parked. That must mean that 2 cautions were caused by the 21, so that will end his night. Devin Ellis looks like he is officially sent to the garage, so that will leave us 9 cars on the racetrack unofficially.
Yeah, they're having some trouble in the back of this field.
And also to keep in mind, I'm watching that clock. We are at 9 minutes. This is a 15-minute time limit. So if we hit that 15-minute mark and we haven't got the 12 laps in, top 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's how they lock into the show. So you don't want to lock in that way, right?
No, we want to get it in. I've got a feeling we're gonna run off the next 8 laps right here.
Here we go. Single file. Race control says enough of that double file stuff. We'll see if we can't line them up single file and make it work. Brandon Bolton, Caden Honeycutt, Justin Thompson, Jeremy Chris, and Joshua Thompson, your top 5. The last man in, Ryan Smith. That's in the 6th spot, and we're not going green again. All that buildup for that.
I was ready for him to throw it.
So was I. Race control must be looking at something else. I think this race between Bolton and Honeycutt could get interesting enough that Thompson could capitalize here in this first B main.
Yeah, Honeycutt, he's struggling a little bit keeping that car straight.
So here we go. We're back racing. Green flag. Honeycutt's going to search the bottom once again. He'll sneak in there, thought better of it. He'll duck back behind Brandon Bolton. Bolton shows the way in turns 3 and 4. Here comes Thompson. Man, oh man, Andy. He went all the way up to the cushion.
Yeah, he got a nice run off from 4, too. He's right there.
Top 4 under a blanket. Jeremy Chris, he is fighting his way back into this thing. He has squeezed that 21 machine up into the 4th spot. Now we start to get single file, and they're starting to heat up back there for that transfer spot. Joshua Thomas and Ryan Smith, 5th and 6th. They are going at it for that last final transfer spot.
Good battle. Front 4 guys are pretty much running tail to nose. They're just trying to get some laps and get moved on to the A.
Yeah, 8 laps make it 9 this time by. 12 laps to make up the distance here in B main number 1, and then we'll be down to only 6 spots. Man, Honeycutt caught the inside. I think if Justin Thompson would have been able to go to the high side right there, he might have took 2nd place, Andy, and the caution's back out again. And that is the Chris Ferguson paint scheme setting up there at the top of turn number 4.
Yeah, I think he's going to be going to the pits.
And if you're wondering why cars are going to the pits, well, Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series rules, which, by the way, we are co-sanctioned with the American All-Star Series. We are running some of their base layouts as far as format, but we are going off of the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series rules. 2 yellows, you cause 2 yellows, your night is done. And Andy, that's really the way in real life too at a lot of dirt tracks.
Yeah, you see some of these iRaces where they keep letting them go, and it just drags it out forever. But yeah, we try to keep it real life. Couple yellows. If you're struggling that hard, you need to go work on your car.
All right, so here we go. Creeping back towards the restart zone. Bolton will get a good run. Green flag is out. See if we can't get this top 6 to lock in with 2 final times around the Lernerville Speedway. There you see Bolton, 94 machine, the Jordan Hedger lookalike. There you see Honeycutt. Here comes Thompson. Thompson is starting to pressure him, Andy, for that 2nd spot.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get off from 2. He's got a good run on him.
I tell you what, Jeremy Chris is right there. If that gets shaken up any, he's going to capitalize. But out of turns 3 and 4, Brandon Bolton going to cross the line. And as he does, the white flag will fly one final time around. Last man in is Nicholas Evans. Ryan Smith is the first man out. They'll go down the back straightaway. Final time here at Lernerville Speedway here in heat race number 1. It will be, or shall I say B main number 1, Brandon Bolton picking up the win. Caden Honeycutt 2nd. Justin Thompson 3rd. Jeremy Chris 4th. Joshua Thomas 5th. And Nicholas Evans, Andy, will be the final guy to lock in. That will send Ryan Smith, Joshua Baker, and others headed to the house.
Yeah, once them last few laps, they had a nice race. All right, we got our B main number 2. Starting on the front row, we got Patrick Solari and Ben Countermarsh, Jacob Lassiter and Austin Caudill in row 2, Evan Henkel and Randy Armas in row 3, and Shane Greco and Trevor Collins in row 4. Kendrick Hicks, Carden Cochran in row 5, and we have Tyler Cox in row 6.
All right, final 6 drivers to lock in what will be the 24-car field. We will take about a 10-minute intermission. A 10-minute intermission. We'll get some commercials played. We'll get us a drink of water and get ready for that final 50-lap heave-ho, I guess you could say, to give out that $1,000. Well, we got 6 spots to hand out. Andy, to take a look at this field, who do you like here in B main number 2?
I really like Jacob Lassiter. He was struggling in that heat race. I look for him to redeem himself a little bit in this one.
Never could really get a comfortable spot in his heat race. He was always having to move around on the racetrack, and that's kind of the thing. When he won the Freedom 100 this past year, he got to that high side, and I mean, he just pretty much set sail.
Yeah, he did. Now, that Ben Countermarsh looked pretty good earlier. I wouldn't be surprised he gets a nice jump off that front row.
Yeah, Countermarsh will be on the front row. Solari will be to his inside. Lassiter and Cogdell will be row 2. The AC Custom Graphics 23 will be there. 6 final spots. Here we go. B main number 2 underway.
Looks like everybody's going to get through 1 and 2 clean.
Countermarsh made a big move on Solari off of turn 2. They are 4 wide for the lead, and Cogdell is going to get spun down to the bottom, and the yellow flag will come out. I don't think the 23 was the reason for the caution. He saved it. It had to have happened a little further back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I saw him get sideways, but I think the 64 ended up being the yellow.
Yeah, that'll be Kendrick Hicks driving that 64 machine, the A.J. Hicks look-alike. Of course, A.J. now an official winner on the American All-Star Series. He picked up a win this past year. A good win for him. I would say that is just a positive thing for him earlier this year. And by the way, the American All-Star Series, you can check them. We mentioned in the pre-race show, April 1st and 2nd, I-75 Speedway in Sweetwater, Tennessee. Big two nights of opening racing for them. It'll be a fun weekend for the American All-Star Series. Get out and support your racetrack. Andy, it's getting that time. Racetracks are starting to get things fired up. I know they're about ready to really warm it up down south with Winter Nationals kicking off the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series this week.
Yep, looks like tomorrow night they kick it off for 3 nights. I'm ready. I'm ready to get the season going. Looks like they turned the light off on the iRacing face truck.
Yeah, the light is off, so we'll line them up again. Solari, Countermarsh, that'll be the front row. Lassiter and Cogdell, row 2. Looking down, still no lap complete, so it is a complete restart. Green flag, good restart this time, and we're back racing. 3 wide, and they made it work off of turn 2, and Countermarsh was shot out of a cannon, Andy. Did you see the run he picked up off of turn 2?
I did. Jacob Lassiter got a nice run off the bottom. He's up there battling to get into second.
Man, they are 3 now, make it almost 4 wide in the back. As there you see Lassiter right in the middle trying to fight under Patrick Solari. That is for that second spot and a better starting spot in the A-main. Almost contact there with Randy Arms.
Yeah, that front 4, they got to keep moving because there's 2 guys right behind them that look hungry.
Oh, man, and I bet the caution flag is going to come out. I just seen out of the corner of my eye, it looked like just off the backside of that camera angle, Cogdell got into, or shall I say, yeah, Cogdell and Shane Greco made contact. Greco went off the racetrack. So I would just about to say race control. I believe that one may be deemed on the 23. We'll see what they say. There was contact there. I don't know if Greco got into the back of the 23, but I did see the 33 go off of the racetrack. So, but that's something, you know, we're keeping keeping that in the back of our mind, the slicker this track gets, the more prone people are to go up there and try that. And Andy, there's just nothing up there to lean on.
No, you got to keep that car really straight if you're going to ride around that top.
So, and looking at that racing surface, you can really see it well here around the Lernerville Speedway, starting to blacken out all the way from about the second bottom row all the way to the top. There's a little bit of moisture down there, Andy, and I really think we get into this 50-lap feature, somebody will be down there trying that.
Yeah, looks like if you notice on the track, the black and how it lightens up, that light brown's where they want to get. Somebody's going to roll that bottom and find that bite.
Yeah, if you can get down there and get good grip, that'll definitely give you an advantage. Any kind of moisture for these pro late models is speed, no matter where you find it. And Andy, that can even be on the straightaway.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. I still think there's some cushion up there. Somebody's going to get up there and rim ride and be pretty fast also.
Was going to let you know that if you are watching and for some reason you have to leave your PC or leave your phone, if you're watching, you can go to the Pro Late Model Dirt Series Facebook page. Live timing and scoring is up now on the Facebook page. You can keep up to date with the rest of the racing action tonight. That, of course, another bonus feature that we have added to our coverage here in 2022. So the lights on the iRacing Pace truck, I do believe, Andy, I think they're out now. They're going to stack them back up 2 by 2.
Yep, they flipped them off. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about this restart, but I think Countermarsh is going to show him the way down into turn 1.
Look for him to get a good run into 1, and if he can, he wants to try to slide the nose of Patrick Solari. And if I know that, that means Jacob Lassiter knows that, and that means he could take advantage of something off of turn 2. Green flag back out. We're back racing. Lap 5 in the books. I hate to say I predicted that, but they've piled them up. Huge pile up, and that might be from 6th on back. Man, it was a parking lot in the middle of turns 1 and 2, and the caution will come back out. That looked like, we'll wait and see as they roll around, that looked like everybody from Shane Greco on back might have got a piece of that.
Yeah, there was 5 or 6 of them back there bouncing off each other.
And the 68 of Tyler Cox will go back up to his spot, so I'm assuming race control tells him to get back in line. And we'll see how things will shake out. Trevor Collins there in that 11C. That is another driver that we've seen many a times with the American All-Star Series out on the real-life racing circuit.
Yeah, they're trying to sort these guys out in the back. It looks like Greco's going to get the caution.
Yeah, tough break for Shane Greco, who it looked like earlier in the night, looked like he might be one of the real-life American All-Star Series drivers to cash in and possibly pick this thing up. But just as I predicted, Countermarsh got a good run into 1, and then he just simply slid the nose of Patrick Solari to take that top spot. That's where he wants to be, Andy. It looks like that 5 car has to have the high side of the racetrack to be successful right now.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of not getting too high, but just coming off that middle where there's still some bite. You can see the light brown stripe right up there about 3/4 of the way.
That is also, as Kenny Loggins would say in his song Danger Zone, that is also the danger zone because there is not much to hang on to if you go up there that far.
Yep, looks like the light's off. We're going to go green this time by.
All right, so we'll try it again just a little bit after 9 o'clock on the East Coast. B main number 2, final chance to get into the show. Green flag back out. Countermarsh has these restarts almost perfect. Solari's playing catch-up before they ever get to turn 1. You see him there in the 99, Jacob Lassiter, and right behind him, Randy Arms. Good run for Randy Arms. Seeing him work his way through the field, another one of those American All-Star Series drivers.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job back there, and Tyler Cox is right there with him, and Tyler's in that 5th spot.
I was going to say, Tyler Cox, if you're looking at timing, is scoring 6+ spots, so he started dead last in this B main, and he has raced his way up to right now inside of making the show. Evan Hinkle is right now the last guy in. Carden Cochran is the first man out in that 7th spot, and there you see good Travis Piercefield's got to set up. There is the battle for the transfer spot on the screen now.
Yeah, these guys are both running pretty loose.
Yeah, they are. You can see the tail end of those cars, but Carden Cochran is into the 6th spot. That means he is in the show for the moment. High side, big run from Hinkle that time. Loose, almost caught the wall. And Andy, that is going to give Carden Cochran a little bit of room in that 3 car and may give him the room he needs to make the show. We go back up to the front. 2nd and 3rd, Solari and Lassiter on your screen right now.
Yeah, Jacob's starting to lay down some pretty good laps in that 3rd spot.
Well, this is exactly what we seen him do last July, as the caution flag will come out, and I do believe that'll set up a green-white checker. Green-white checker. But I was going to mention the Freedom 100 last July, right here at this racetrack. He is so smooth around this racetrack. That car, very rarely do you see the tail end of that car jump out.
Yeah, I've seen him run 50 to 100 laps and be within a 1/10 of a second every lap.
So we'll see as timing and scoring will rack them back up. It will be a green-white checker. Green-white checker. Counter Marsh will be out front. Patrick Solari 2nd. Jacob Lassiter 3rd. Tyler Cox 4th. Randy Arms will be 5th. 6th, Carden Cochran. So this will put Carden... Pressure's going to be back on him, Andy, because this is going to bring Evan Hinkle right back to his bumper in that 7 car.
Yeah, we're going to have a good race. We're going to see just how bad they want to get in it. Race control is going to go one more time.
So race control going to allow them to stretch back out and give them another brief moment to think about it, right, Andy? Just they need just a couple more moments to think about, hey, I got to get to that 6th spot, right?
Yeah, well, take some of them a minute to figure out what spot they're in. I think this is going to be a battle up front, and I don't think they're done racing.
No, I don't think so. They're comfortably in the show, but hey, they're racers. They want to win. Green flag, counter marsh back out. Green-white checker, attempt number 1. Here we go. Down to the bottom, Solari. High side, Lassiter. Top 2, they'll pull through turn 2 safely. Battle for the transfer spot. Now Hinkle is in the 6th spot, and unfortunately, Randy Arms has fell back to 4th. Here comes Shane Greco. White flag in the air. Can Shane Greco get the 33 machine into the show? He's got the back straightaway, and he has got turns 3 and 4 to try it. He'll go to the high side. He's going to make a run to the inside. Can he get there? Shane Greco all the way up. Contact Greco at the line.
He got him.
Shane Greco makes contact with Evan Hinkle. Hinkle gets loose and into the wall, and Shane Greco makes the feature. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think that guy's going to be thrilled with him, but he got really loose coming down into 3 to open that up for Shane.
So that will do it. The field is set. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to step away, pay some bills, play some commercials. When we come back, it'll be time to set the stage. 50 laps, 1,000 to win. It's the Winter Clash right here on Extreme eSpeed TV. .107 Tire and Service Center is your one-stop shop for all your car care needs, and they're now a Cooper Tire dealer. American tires for the American worker. Buy a set of Cooper tires and get free tire rotation and repairs for the life of the tire. They have a 12,000-mile or 12-month warranty on most repairs. Check out 107 Tire and Service Center. They're located at 6256 Irwin Highway, Chuckey, or call them at 423-620-4970. For all your car care needs, 107 Tire and Service Center. Family owned and operated. And their number one goal is your satisfaction. Find 107 Tire and Service Center on Facebook or call them today at 423-620-4970.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
Racers, get the most horsepower from your crate engine with ProFabrication headers and exhaust. ProFabrication headers and exhaust is an official partner of the American Crate All-Star Series and used by winning racers such as Dylan Brown, Logan Robertson, Carson Ferguson, Christian Hanger, Cody Overton, and Eli Beats. ProFabrication headers and exhaust, just a click of a mouse away at ProFabrication.com. Quality that wins. Get yours at ProFabrication.com.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Racers that win, pour it in, and we appreciate you.
Racers, get the most horsepower from your crate engine with Pro-Fabrication Headers and Exhaust. Pro-Fabrication Headers and Exhaust is an official partner of the American Crate All-Star Series and used by winning racers such as Dylan Brown, Logan Robertson, Carson Ferguson, Christian Hanger, Cody Overton, and Eli Beats. Pro-Fabrication Headers and Exhaust, just a click of a mouse away at profabrication.com. Quality that wins. Get yours at profabrication.com.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
1, go.
Welcome back to Lernerville Speedway. We are setting the stage for what is about to be our first co-sanctioned event with the American All-Star Series. Roughly 24 guys are going to get the chance, Andy, at $1,000 and an opportunity to race for what is a huge payday. And to date, I will say this, that is the biggest payday we've had as far as a co-sanctioned event. All right, Andy must be ironing something out in the fire. Drivers are making a final chance to get their cars warmed up. They are actually out there also doing some track work as well, dialing in this surface for 50 laps. Normally when we come here, we have a 100-lap feature. Tonight, 50 laps will make up the distance. Andy, 50 laps, not a lot of time to come up through the field, but it is possible.
Yeah, it's just enough that you can get there, but you're not going to get there twice, so you got to come through it clean.
So we will work our way through, and of course, once this is over, we're going to do our best to get the top three. Top three will be heading to, of course, our channel. As I do believe it's time, Andy. Let's set the field. 24 drivers, $1,000 in the Winter Clash.
All right, here we go. We got Blake Majulis on the pole with Kendall Tucker on the outside. Ethan Toder and Devin Morgan in row 2. Dylan Perry and Damon Kiefer in row 3. Hayden Cardwell and John Ruggiero in row 4. Cade Lowdy and John Foskey in row 5. Brent Carter and Jeremy Steele in row 6. Got Brandon Bolton and Ben Countermarsh in row 7. Caden Honeycutt and Patrick Solari in row 8. Justin Thompson and Jacob Lassiter, a couple of those Pro Dirt late model guys back there in row 9. Jeremy Chris and Randy Armas in row 10. Joshua Thomas and Carden Cochran in row 11. And Nicholas Evans and Shane Greco in row 12, bringing up the rear.
24 guys, $1,000 to win, $300 for second, $200 for third, $100 for fourth, and then their entry fee back if they can finish in the top 5. Tonight, this is going to be a lot of fun. I know everybody's going to be trying to get to the front. $1,000 is a lot of money. Andy, what do you think the keys to victory are to be able to win this race tonight here at Lernerville Speedway?
Well, first off, you got to keep your car clean. You can't get it tore up. So the first few laps of just keeping the fenders on it's going to be really critical.
High side, it could be dominant, but it's going to be dangerous. It'll be Blake Majulis. It will be Kendall Tucker on the front row, Ethan Toder, Devin Morgan, row 2. Keep your eye on row number 3. That would be the row with Damian Kiefer and Dylan Perry. If they can get things stretched out, I think one of those two drivers could possibly make a run late in this 50-lap feature. It's time to pull the belts tight. Extreme E-Speed TV, the American All-Star Series, the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. It is time to lock and load 50 laps from Lernerville Speedway. It is go time on Wednesday night. Green flag is out.
Majulis with a nice start around the bottom. He's going to slide up in front of Tucker.
Side by side. Now here comes Tucker to the inside of Majulis. They'll slide back up. Good battle up at the front of the field, and the caution flag will come out. Caution flag will come up. Man, how about that? Kendall Tucker wasted no time going to work on Blake Majulis. That kind of shocked me off the get-go.
Yeah, he looked pretty stout right there. When he crossed him back over, he come off from 4, and Majulis didn't have anything for him.
So the yellow flag will come out, and I'm hearing timing and scoring. I thought maybe that timing and scoring might have told us exactly what might have happened there. I don't see any indication that anybody has any damage. They were 3 and 4 wide going into trial. Oh, yes, I do. Contact. Solari, Lassiter got together. But the caution flag came out off of turn 2, and I didn't see anybody really out of shape. So race control may not have been a fan of that start. Thought it looked good, but we'll see. Nobody, as of right now, Patrick Solari is the only driver dropping to the tail of the field. So maybe race control saw something that I didn't see. Needless to say, I think we're going to rack them and stack them back up. Green flag back in the air.
Much better start for Majulis on the bottom.
Majulis now will wash high 3 wide. Toter in the middle. Here comes Tucker. Tucker squeezes the gap. He'll go to the point in 3 and 4. He'll slide up in front of Majulis. Majulis underneath the fuel cell. They are 4 wide. Andy for the lead.
Yeah, Majulis crossed him over a lot better that time. He was right there with him. He was looking for it that time.
3 wide again. Devin Morgan tried to stick his nose in there. This time, big inside run. And here comes Majulis back to the inside. Top 6 are putting on a show here at Lernerville. And here comes Morgan to the bottom.
Tucker is not letting him get away.
No, Tucker is staying underneath of that 127. Morgan needs to be patient. I feel like he's got a really good race car. And here comes Damon Kiefer. Kiefer is up to that 3rd spot outside line. Morgan goes inside again. This time he's going to lose momentum. He almost lost 3rd. It looked like off of 2. Top 4, single file in front of the field. Lap 6 in the books here at Lernerville Speedway. $1,000 in the Winter Clash. There you see the top 2 on your screen. Blake Majulis, Kendall Tucker, just outside Morgan. Here comes John Ruggiero Jr. in that 44, Andy.
Yeah, he's peeking underneath, I believe it's Kiefer. He's trying to get a run on him.
Nowhere to go for Hayden Cardwell. Right now he sets in that 6th spot. As the top 5, a little bit of breathing room for all of them as they have now gotten single file. And here comes a big run from Tucker to the inside. He'll slide up in front of Majulis. Majulis comes back down underneath him and slide job in 1 and 2. Look for the same thing maybe down here in turns 3 and 4. No, they'll squeeze to the high side. Man, they got all the way up against the ledge.
Yeah, these 2 are going at it pretty hard. We got a long ways to go with a lot of racing.
This time by will be 10 laps in, still 40 to go. Oh, and a little bit of trouble back through the field. Countermarsh, Honeycutt, and Loudy. That looked like 12th, 13th, and 14th. They all got together off of turn 2. Almost had a bad mix-up there that time around, but they're going to get things straightened back out. We stay green with 10 laps in the books. Top 3 now, Andy, starting to pull away.
Yep, Tucker's got out in front now. Looks like he's going to... he's not getting away from him, but he's running really good.
Looking down the list of drivers that are actual contenders with the American All-Star Series, that $50 bonus from Grassroots Sports TV, I think right now would be going to John Ruggiero Jr., but we'll check that again as we watch laps continue to tick away. Good, long green flag laps, Andy, and that is really starting to shine for these guys. They are starting to work around the racetrack. Andy, that means lap traffic will be a problem soon.
Yep, the front 3 guys are clipping off some pretty quick laps.
Top 3 have started to pull away, and just to the edge of your screen, there you see a yellow car. That would be Randy Arms, I do believe. I think he will be the first driver that the leaders will see. Yes, there you see Randy Arms with the Cole logo on the front hood. He's going to be right in front of Tucker. Arms is going to pull down. He's going to go to the infield. So Randy Arms gets out of the way. He will call it a night. He'll be the first driver to go to the pits. So Tucker, Majulis, that is your top two right now as they work around the high side of turns 3 and 4. There you see Carden Cochran in that 3 machine, one of the drivers that fought back from the B main. Currently, he is running in the 19th spot, so the leaders are approaching him very quickly. Oh, and the caution's out. Caution flag has flown, and our first true caution is going to come out on lap 16.
21 car went off turn 4 there into the wall.
Yeah, that is the 21. I do believe that is Jeremy Chris. And Andy, it just looked like he just simply got a little too high. And there you see it on your replay. There's just not much up there to lean on, is there, Andy?
No, it's not even really a cushion. It's just some light marbles up there, and you got to be really, really careful as you tiptoe around there.
So that will give them a chance to line them back up and restack them. Race control should allow them to go double file. Lights are out on the iRacing pace truck. Once again, we thank you for watching Extreme eSpeed TV's presentation of the Winter Clash here from Lernerville Speedway. As we get ready to go back racing, as Blake Majulis now on the outside of Kendall Tucker. Tucker will hit the restart zone. Green flag back out. They'll dive off into turns 1 and 2. Down to the bottom, Morgan. Morgan is destined to make that low side work, and I think the caution flag has come back out. So the caution flag will come back out. I hope the whole caution breeds caution doesn't come true, right? So we will await the iRacing pace truck. There comes the pace truck back into the screen. And Hayden Cardwell, Andy, he has moved his way up into the outside. Of course, multiple times throughout the year, we get to race with Davin Cardwell. They're all kin. They all drive 07 race cars. And the cool story with that is their grandfather's number, is what I'm understanding, is what Davin explained to us earlier in the year.
Yeah, that whole group, they do a nice job with the real cars, and they do a really nice job with the iRacing also.
Once again, we thank the folks watching at home, watching from our YouTube channel. And, of course, Joe and Allie have got their Off the Dirt podcast going on. We talked about that. They've got it set up very similar to like Peyton and Eli does their Monday Night Football kick. Pretty cool. I'm sure they're in there saying nice, kind things about everybody as we get ready to go back racing. Tucker's back on the loud pedal. Majulis is in second. We're back racing. Here comes Morgan Andy back to the bottom.
Yeah, he's going to try and throw it up there one more time.
Oh, and Tucker's off the edge. The leader goes off the racetrack, and the caution flag comes out. Oh, my goodness. $1,000 might have just went through the hands of our leader.
And that's what we've been talking about all night. It's a fine line up there. He probably saw Morgan coming up at him from the inside, and it just took a little bit.
Oh, and Tucker goes back to the front of the field, so we will wait and see what exactly timing and scoring will do. It looked like to me he simply went off the racetrack on his own. we'll wait and see. I'm sure that track officials are going through and checking to see exactly what happened. To my knowledge, it looked like he went straight off the racetrack on his own. Oh, so now I see what it is. Okay. You want to talk about lucky, lucky, lucky. Why do I say that? Andy, the caution flag came out because of Carden Cochran and some events at the back of the field. So Kendall Tucker was not the caution, which gives him his spot back.
That is that's $1,000 break right there.
Wow, that is a buy me a lottery ticket and take me to a casino right now. That may be the lucky break of what we've seen so far tonight.
All right, well, as we get them lined up, get ready. We're going to go back right now.
Tucker back on the loud pedal again. I don't think he'll try that high side as close as he did last time. He gets a really good lead. He goes right back to the top again, right up against the cushion. Morgan's there. Cardwell's there. 4 cars under a blanket, $1,000 to win. Coming to lap 20, closing in on halfway, Andy.
Yep, that was a nice move by Cardwell to get the third spot.
Keep in mind, top 5 going to make money. Third place going to get 300. Second place going to get 300. Third place 200. Fourth place 100. And fifth place is going to get their entry fee back. Right now, single file at the front of the field. And if you're Kendall Tucker, that's what you want to see because you can hold off that challenge for now.
Yeah, that's got a good battle going up there. Looks like Hayden Cardwell is plenty fast enough. He's just waiting for a chance.
Everybody, Andy, looking back through the field, everybody has went to the high side of the racetrack. The first car trying to make a move is Ethan Toder. There you see him on your screen in the 23T. And then there's Dylan Perry, who has now jumped up into the 8th spot, and the caution flag has come back out here on lap 22.
Yeah, you mentioned Dylan Perry there. I know Dylan really likes to run the bottom of the track. He's one of those catfishers. And out here tonight, you just got to get up on tops where the speed is.
Of course, Dylan Perry, one of the drivers that does the double work. You can see him race weekly at the Boyd Speedway down in Ringgold, Georgia. Boyd Speedway, of course, they're going to have a big year this year. They'll welcome the World of Outlaw late models for a 2-night event later on in 2022. So Kendall Tucker out front, Blake Majula second, Hayden Cardwell third, Devin Morgan fourth, John Ruggiero Jr. is now driven his way up to 4th spot on the leaderboard. Damon Kiefer, he sets 5th. Ethan Toder, Dylan Perry, John Foskey, and it looks like Brent Carter will round out your top 10. So tough break. It looks like Randy Arms, Jeremy Chris, Caden Honeycutt, and possibly Justin Thompson may have pulled it in. So it looks like those drivers may be done for the night. Hate to see that. Hate to see that from some of those drivers we thought might make an impact in the evening. And looks like we'll double them back up. I just think, let's see what Morgan can do now. He's going to be stuck on the outside. I don't know if he's as comfortable out there as he is on the inside, but we're about to find out.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Hayden Cardwell to make a move.
Green flag back out. We're racing out of turns 3 and 4. Cardwell, big run. He gets to the inside of Majulis. Cardwell goes back to the bottom. You said it, Andy. He slides to the high side. He will take the lead, and here comes Tucker. Here comes Majulis right back underneath.
He's able to get back in line. And that looks like the 12th car got into Cardwell.
Oh, and he does so because the caution flag has come back out. Caution flag came out, and I'm telling you what, there was some respect there because Morgan got into the bumper of Cardwell, and you could tell that Morgan let off the gas and gave Cardwell the opportunity to gather his thoughts. And they'll rack him and stack him back up as the caution flag comes out again, just about 2 laps shy of halfway.
I wasn't able to tell. Was the yellow for that?
I think the yellow was coming out before. I think that was the reason why Cardwell slowed up. He saw the yellow flag on timing and scoring. I was going back to check that out and see, but I do believe the caution was coming out prior to Cardwell slowing down. So I don't think that is the reason for the caution flag, but we will we'll definitely go back and see. I was seeing Justin Thompson was on the screen there a minute ago, so evidently the 98 is still on the racetrack, and I see Caden Honeycutt. So they may have took advantage of their one quick repair. Now, they do have one of those. We didn't mention that, but unlike the real world, that's one thing. And I'm sure, Andy, a lot of late model drivers would love to just pull in, their car just magically fix itself and go back to work.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting Hayden Cardwell in second place.
So they maybe timing and scoring had Hayden in second when that caution happened. We're going to wait and see. It looks like race director Taylor Williams has put us to single file as they sort this out. I was waiting to see if anybody was given an EOL there. That would be an end-of-the-line penalty, and I'm not seeing one. So race director Taylor Williams may have deemed that one a racing incident wherever that happened. So,
yeah, they must have went back around to the the scoring loop, and at whatever loop they went back to, Cardwell was up in second place.
So according to a message I just got, Blake got passed before Hayden got the spot back. So yes, Hayden will be back to second. Here we go. So Hayden Cardwell will be second before the caution came out. Single file now to try to spread things out. There you see the top four on your screen with Kendall Tucker showing the way.
Now the top four are definitely separating themselves from the field. Ruggerio's trying to keep up with them.
Yeah, Ruggerio is trying to make his presence known. He's about 2 car lengths shy, but I'm telling you what, there is some fast hot rods in the top 4 right now, and you see another pair that have been battling this whole race. I think we've seen Jeremy Steele and Ben Countermarsh. They've been battling it out since the very first heat. Hayden Cardwell stuck his nose in there. You've seen that going into turn 1, Andy.
Yeah, he's fast. He's just waiting, trying to find the time to make his move.
So working the high side around the Lernerville Speedway. Now we are officially halfway home, and the caution flag will come back out. And somebody's off the racetrack. Looks like the 22 of Joshua Thomas there, and he's got some damage to the left rear of that race car. Trying to get back up and over. I do believe he might do that coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, he's going to pull back up there. It looks like he just slipped off that top.
He's working the inside lane, race control telling him to go ahead and go around. He'll go to the end of the line in that 22. But Hayden Cardwell, the driver, and the 07 out of Knoxville, Tennessee, we've seen him on the iRacing NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. He competes in the professional series. And one of the drivers here tonight, of course, Blake Majulis. I'm talking about some awesome setups. Check out the Majulis Speed Shop. They got some really cool setups. Winning up front right now. But I tell you what, Blake has been quick. Devin has been quick. But Kendall Tucker has been the guy from the very drop of the green flag, Andy. He went straight into attack mode. Didn't patiently log laps. He just went straight to the front.
Yeah, he's been running very aggressive. Even when he's out front there, he's pushing it right up against the envelope in them corners.
So we will wait and see as Joshua Thomas was given the EOL for that last caution. As you said, just simply went up and off the racetrack. 27 complete now. 27 laps complete. Remember, only 50 laps here in this winter clash with the American All-Star Series presented by PPM Racing Products and the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series here on Extreme E-Speed TV. Tucker back into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air.
Cardwell with a good start right behind him.
Cardwell stayed right under the fuel cell. Majulis now, he is back 2, now make it 3 car lengths. They really pulled the 127 off of turn 2.
Yeah, we're nose to tail back through the first 7 cars.
watching them work around the racetrack, Andy, everybody has went back to the high side of this racetrack. I thought maybe everybody would kind of shy away from that, but they're pushing the limits. As you see, the camera goes all the way back through the field. The top 20 cars are up against the outside retaining wall. What wall is not there? So they're up against the outside. There we go. You knew what I meant, right?
Yeah. I tell you, it looks like Majulis keeps peeking. He's trying to find another line to run.
Looks like that is what's going to happen. Or right now, 32 laps complete. I think if you're Majulis, if you're Morgan, if we stay green, you got to hope lap traffic slows down the front two because they have pulled away into their own lane right now.
Yeah, Cardwell still, I know he's behind him by about 3 car lengths, but I like the way that car is tracking through the corners.
And he could just be simply riding there, waiting to try to make a mistake because we get into crunch time. And by the way, lap traffic, that could be coming sooner for later than our leaders. I'm seeing some lap traffic just in front of Kendall Tucker, and I do think Jonathan Thomas, Patrick Solari, and Shane Greco will be the first drivers that we see right there. Patrick Solari goes almost up and over. So just like that kind of mistake when the leader gets side by side, that could cost you $1,000 just like that.
Cardwell still is tracking right there with him, just waiting for any mistake, and he's going to pounce on him.
Yeah, Cardwell now closer than he has been yet, but you got to think Tucker is wanting to wait on that. Oh, and just as I say that, the caution flag will fly. It looks like Nicholas Evans in that 5 car was around on the front straightaway. And Andy, the caution flag will come out.
Man, we were right there. They were about another lap or 2, and they were going to have to start racing with them lap cars.
Andy, while we got a minute, Extreme eSpeed TV. Tell the folks at home a little bit about the new network.
Yeah, we got our brand new network this year. We're going to be working with Cody and his Pro Dirt Late Model Series. We've been doing some broadcasting for the Coast to Coast League. And then we've also got the next gen Xfinity cars. We'll be doing that this year. So it's pretty exciting, new endeavor. It's a pleasure to be working here with you, Cody. You're the, let's say you're the ringleader of this circus.
I thought you was going to call me the Yukon Cornelius there for a minute or something like that. Yeah, well, I'm just glad. Just glad we don't have 3 rings, as it looks like Nicholas Evans locked it up right in front of Caden Honeycutt, and Honeycutt was there and made contact. So back to racing we go out of turns 3 and 4. Tucker, Cardwell, Majulis, Morgan back at it into turns 1 and 2. Back to the high side they go, Andy.
Yep, and Cardwell's right there with him. He is not wanting to make a mistake up on that top.
No, it is now crunch time. We start to get in the home stretch of this race. I think anybody in the top 4 can make this happen as we approach almost 10 to go. But I think if you're going to make a move, you're going to have to start sticking your nose out and going to try to find something right now. Man, Blake is right on the back bumper of Cardwell.
Yeah, we're gonna find out what that $1,000 is really worth.
And I'm telling you what, don't sleep on that 12th car of Morgan. He kind of faded out of the picture, but he's there in 4th, and he is really riding the back bumper of Blake Majulis. As we come across the line, we are now 40 laps in, 10 to go to a $1,000 payday.
Yeah, this is gonna get exciting here. This is $1,000 that's big money for one of these races.
Sure is, and unfortunately, it looks like John Ruggiero Jr. And here goes Morgan. Morgan's going to throw to the bottom, nothing doing. So he's the first one to duck out of line. Andy, you got to try to make something happen if you want to try to win this thing.
Yeah, otherwise you're just, well, now there, Cardwell got a little loose coming off from 4. Majulis is right there.
Majulis all over the back bumper of the Knoxville, Tennessee driver. That is Hayden Cardwell. 2 car lengths now separate Hayden from Tucker. He closed back in, and now it looks like Morgan faded back there going into turns 3 and 4. Everybody's running the high side of the racetrack, Andy. 43 laps in the books.
I tell you, Kendall Tucker is not going to make that same mistake twice. That's what I'm thinking.
No, I don't think he'll make the same mistake twice, but I'm telling you what, every single one of them in the top 4 are fading with that outside line of the racetrack. They are pushing the limits. One slip up, Andy, and $1,000 is gone. We got 5 laps to go.
Yep, we're coming up on lap cars again. I think they're going to come into play.
Kendall Tucker, your leader. Second place, Hayden Cardwell. Tucker has been the man with the plan so far. Cardwell closes in big time off 3 and 4. This time 4 laps to go, and here comes lap traffic. Patrick Solari and Nicholas Evans right in front of your leader.
Let's see what Tucker's going to do, if he's going to try to hold his line around the top or if he's going to move off from it.
Oh, and the caution flag. Shane Greco in the 33 will pull the race car in, and the caution flag will come out unofficially with 4 laps to go. Man.
I don't know what to say, Cody. I was getting pretty excited there. That was a little disappointing.
One of my favorite announcers is James Essex, and he says, "Please stay green." We were begging for that to please stay green because we were going to see the leaders get into lap traffic. Unfortunately, the caution flag will fly again. That one, I do believe, will end the night for Shane Greco. So 19 of our 24 starters still on the racetrack here in this feature, as it is Kendall Tucker showing the way.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. Not as familiar with Kendall Tucker as I am Cardwell and Majulis, so probably shouldn't be surprised, but I'm a little bit surprised.
So you're telling me you're surprised?
A little bit.
Oh, here we go. Kendall Tucker, Hayden Cardwell, Blake Majulis, Devin Morgan, John Ruggiero Jr. They're in the top 5. They're in the money spots. Unofficially 4 laps to go. We do have 2 green-white checkers if we need them. Green flag out. Here we go again.
Cardwell didn't get a good start.
No, he did not. Tucker got a 3-car length advantage. They're going to have to turn it on with 3 laps to go if they want to get in there to that top spot. Everybody goes back to the high side of the racetrack. Majulis, big run on the back bumper of Hayden Cardwell, that time in 3 and 4.
Yep. Looked like Tucker pulled her down about a half a car just to be careful through 1 and 2.
Majulis went to the bottom to try to find something. Nothing there. He went right back up. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go from Lernerville Speedway.
Cardwell's running him down, but I'm afraid he's going to run out of time.
3 and 4. High side, both drivers. Tucker slows up. Here comes Cardwell, white flag. One final time around the Lernerville Speedway for $1,000. It'll be Cardwell to the inside. He will finish the slide job. Here comes Tucker. They are side by side out of turn 2. One final time around 3 and 4.
Yeah, he had to give it a try. You got to respect that.
And it will be Kendall Tucker picking up the $1,000 payday. Hayden Cardwell second, Blake Majulis third, Devin Morgan fourth, John Ruggiero Jr. fifth. Man, oh man, Andy, what a way to finish out the Winter Clash here at Lernerville.
Yeah, that was a great race. Kendall did a great job. He just held that line. I'll tell you, that one mistake, he got lucky. Sometimes it takes a little luck to pull these things off, but he ran a heck of a race.
A heck of a race. What a way to finish out the Winter Clash. 2 really big, long green flag runs, and we'll be left waiting. What if we seen lap traffic become effective in that? But I tell you what, for a 50-lap event, that was a very, very competitive feature, as now we'll await to see if we can get our top 3 into the booth. That is what we'll wait on here in just a second.
Yeah, I was looking at the rundown there, Cody. Couple surprises. I didn't expect Ethan Toder and Dylan Perry to go backwards, but they both dropped back a little bit. But Hayden Cardwell came up 5 spots to that second place. That's a great run there. Looks like he's probably going to get our hard charger.
Yeah, there is some money to be handing out for that, as well as I'm multitasking, Andy, trying to send out the Discord link to these folks for our top 3 finishers.
Well, I'm going to go ahead, Cody. I'm going to throw up a commercial. We'll pay some bills, and we'll see if we can get the guys up here in the booth.
Sounds good.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
Racers, get the most horsepower from your great engine with Pro-Fabrication Headers and Exhaust. Pro-Fabrication Headers and Exhaust is an official partner of the American Crate All-Star Series and used by winning racers such as Dylan Brown, Logan Robertson, Carson Ferguson, Christian Hanger, Cody Overton, and Eli Beats. Pro-Fabrication Headers and Exhaust, just a click of a mouse away at profabrication.com. Quality that wins. Get yours at profabrication.com.
Racers that win, pour it in, and we appreciate you.
Well, Cody, I don't know. I know you're trying to get some of the guys down there for some interviews, but man, I can't tell you what I thought was going to happen there before that last yellow.
Man, oh man, we're all sitting there, as I mentioned. James Essex, one of my favorite announcers of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He has that old "Please Stay Green." I know right now we've got a driver here with me that I would say was saying the same thing. That's the driver that finished second tonight. What a charge. Couple of times, Hayden, you stuck your nose out there trying to find something. Lap traffic twice could have played a factor in this, and it just didn't work out. But, man, you got to be tickled. Second place finish here tonight in the Winter Clash.
Yeah, after starting 7th, it feels good to come up through the field and pass a few cars. We got to second faster than I thought we were going to. I was just waiting, really, and just waiting, and I could never really, get set to even make a pass, because if I was just going to slide him, he was just going to cross over. So both times we got the lap traffic, I was waiting for him to make a move to the bottom, and I was going to try to capitalize off that. But I still felt like I could have had a shot there, even if we didn't get the lap traffic. I just kind of followed too long and waited too long to make a move, and on the last restart, I didn't really fire off as good as I wanted to.
I was going to say, Andy pointed out during that broadcast, that last restart, Tucker kind of got that little advantage on you, and that car length and a half really made the difference on that final time around.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I was about 5-6 car lengths behind him there, coming down the front straightaway, and then after that, I just kind of elbows up and tried everything I could do to reel him back in. We got close. Just had to throw a slider just to see if we could make it stick. But all in all, we're happy for second.
Well, Hayden, man, we appreciate you running with us tonight. Tell us about the folks on that 07 machine.
Just all the guys on 6M Sport that makes it happen. Kendall for getting us dialed in. If anybody else is going to win, got to see him win. We work together, so props to him. We'll move on to whatever we got coming up. Ready for the real world stuff to start up. But you guys for the broadcast, and Joe, and everybody that puts this still on.
Hayden, we appreciate it, man. Congratulations on a second-place finish. Andy, I'll send it back up to you.
All right. Thanks, Cody. We'll see what we got here. It looks like we got Blake Majulis is here. Blake, Andy and Cody up here in the booth. You got a copy? Blake, how about it? You got a copy on us up here?
Yeah, I got you.
I think he's got us, Sandy. I think, yeah, there we go. Blake's there.
Hey, Blake, congratulations on that third place finish. Man, you looked pretty stout there early, and then once the track locked down, it looked like you were kind of stuck there.
Oh yeah, we got past her in the beginning, then was riding around in second and kept getting yellows, and I felt pretty good up top once we got going. Just needed longer runs, and then third there, I think it was Hayden. He got by me at the line, and then we didn't even get a lap in, and he got second, and then went single file, and that was the race there. So figured we'd be doing 100 laps, got in the server, and it was only 50, so that was a bummer. But I thought if we kept going there and we got some more long green flag runs, then we'd be right there.
Yeah, it looked like you had plenty of car. Just it was a pretty narrow track.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, they went single file at a weird time. Inside line got a row up, and it was just kind of bad luck and timing there for sure. And nothing you can do about it, so it is what it is.
Right on. Well, still, congratulations. Third's a great run. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'm a Jewel Say Speed Shop, Chris Ferguson Motorsports, represent Limited, Nick Diaz Academy. I appreciate it.
All right, Blake. Well, thanks for running with us tonight, and we sure appreciate it, and congratulations.
Go ahead, Andy.
Kendall, Andy, and Cody up here in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Man, tell us about that yellow there about halfway.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple yellows there. Just luckily was able to have them come out at the right time because lap traffic there was coming up on us each time. It seemed a caution came out. So just really glad we was able to keep it off the or keep it on the track for the most part. Fell off there, halfway through the race, and luckily a caution came out and was able to get my spot back. So had to get it together real quick. It was a really fine lineup there. So. But it feels really good to come away with this $1,000.
It was an awesome run. We were talking about it during the race that was $1,000 yellow you got there.
Yeah, I mean it definitely helped me out for sure. I'm not going to say it didn't. So I'm not really sure what I would have done, with lap traffic there because they seemed to kind of be all over the place. So luckily the caution came out at the right time and was able to keep it on the track. Except for that one mishap there, halfway through the race, but. It feels good, like I said, to come away with the win. I really can't thank one of my good buddies, Zach McSwain, enough, for getting me dialed in here tonight, and so all my credit goes to him.
No, you ran a nice race. The thing we noticed early, probably the first 10 laps, you were the most aggressive guy on the track, and that's when the moves were able to be made.
Yeah, you had to be ultra aggressive there, So luckily I was able to have enough speed there to keep up with Blake early in the race, and was able to start racing him pretty hard there because I really wanted just to get out front, to be able to utilize that big cut down line that I was really able to run, the whole race in 3 and 4, and I was really just wanting to get in clean air for the most part. The dust here is just it's crazy. It's whenever you're entering in, up top behind somebody. So I really don't know how Hayden was able to stay as close as he was to me with as much dust was hitting the screen, but he's the best at running the top, on the sim for sure. So feels pretty good, to be able to hold him off.
Right on.
Kendall, you talked about running that high side throughout the second half of that race. You knew with second, third, fourth, all right there on your fuel cell. What was your thought process knowing that they were going to have to throw some kind of move at you to try to get you away from that high side. Did you ever have a plan of coming away from that outside line?
Once the top got cleaned off there, I really was just going to be committed, up to running it, but I just really needed to figure out, where I was best entering in, on each end of the track. And I'm coming off, on the corners. I was coming off the top of 2, and then was really kind of shortening up my exit, cutting down the track off 4. So just was trying to get enough green flag laps in to, get in a rhythm. And once I was able to get a couple green flag laps in, get a rhythm, it was a little bit easier running the top than it was just cold turkey off a restart. So, but really don't know what else to say. Really didn't expect to have a winning piece here tonight. Really, I just don't run the Pro Late models enough, especially since the new tire model, and really had no setups at all. So really just got to thank Zach McSwain, like I said, for getting me dialed in, and all my guys at Swindell Speed Lab and Slick Sim Sport for everything they do for me.
Well, I know Hayden said you guys worked together. When you seen him come into that second spot, did you take a deep breath and say, okay, at least I know who's behind me is going to give me a fair run at this?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be super, super hard, holding him off there. But luckily I was able to keep my head, on straight, for the most part, except that one time, in 1 and 2, like I said, but I don't even think he was, behind me at that point. But, just glad the car was fast enough, to be able to run up front against all them guys. There's really a lot of good guys, in this race, especially, some of the, I'm not really sure what the finishing order was, but, when I kept looking down at the ticker down there, there was a lot of fast guys. Really had me sweating and biting my fingernails under caution, but, it feels good to get the win.
Well, man, congratulations. $1,000. And Kendall Tucker, you are the winner of the first ever American All-Star Series Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series Winter Clash. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it. I just got to thank you, my guys at Swindell Speed Lab and Slick Sim Sport for everything they do for me. K1 Race Gear, Bear Archery, Dominator Designs and IWraps, everything he does for me, keeping my paints looking good. And, thanks to everybody at American All-Star Series, for putting on the race here tonight for us and putting up this money. So, luckily I'm just able to walk away with the top prize. So definitely going to put this money to use.
Good deal. Well, congratulations, man. And enjoy it. We appreciate you, and thanks for running with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, Andy, there you go. What a night. We talked about the closing side of this event and really felt like lap traffic would change things. We got so close 3 times, but when it was all said and done, Kendall Tucker was the man at the end of the night leading the way.
Yeah, we had 3-4 times where I thought it was going to get really racy with the lap cars. Yellows came out, kept us from seeing that. But you know what? All in all, that was a great night. Had some really competitive heat races. I don't know. I'm just really happy. It was a great night for the first time doing this as a co-sanctioned event. I look forward to doing it again real soon.
Yep, and as we close things out, let's take a look at those feature results up on the racing surface. It was Kendall Tucker picking up the win tonight. He holds off Hayden Cardwell in second, Blake Majulis third, Devin Morgan fourth, John Ruggiero Jr. Good run for the driver of the 44 machine to round out the top 5. Damon Kiefer sixth, Ethan Toter seventh, Dylan Perry eighth, Ben Countermarsh ninth, and Jeremy Steele rounds out the top 10.
Brandon Bolton in 11th, Justin Thompson 12th, John Foskey 13th, Caden Audi 14th, Brent Carter 15th, Carden Cochran 16th, Joshua Thomas 17th, Nicholas Evans 18th, and Shane Greco, Jacob Lassiter, Caden Honeycutt, Randy Armas, and Jeremy Chris rounding out the field.
What a night. What a fun time. We thank you so much for spending your Wednesday night with us just a little bit past 10 o'clock Eastern Time here on the East Coast. On behalf of the American All-Star Series presented by PPM Racing Products, the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, and everyone from our producer, Travis Piercefield, my co-host, Andy Piercefield. My name is Cody Early. This is Extreme E-Speed TV. Tonight, $1,000 goes to the pocket of Kendall Tucker, the winner of the Winter Clash here at Lernerville.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.